What is up, guys? It is me, Trash. Also, welcome back to another video. And today, I'm going to be looking at my 1986 Sears Model 8121. So, this fan kind of has a very interesting story. So, this fan, I used to have when I was like 2, and then it died, and then my grandfather just threw it away. And when I was 2, I distinctly remember when it's used to run overnight. And I remember always looking at those dark blades, and I thought that was kind of creepy. And then I always looked at the Sears logo, but I couldn't read. So I just looked at it, I was like, that was weird. And obviously I got a little older, and I never knew the Sears fan was the Sears fan. You know, it's just a weird dark brown fan. And finally I asked him about it when I was in like, what, 5th grade? And then he told me, oh, that was the old Sears fan. So ever since then, I always paid attention to, you know, or not really paid attention, but I always kept an eye out for a Sears fan for sale, because now I knew what it was when I was younger. And then I never really looked, I never really cared. I mean, I looked here and there, never really found one. Finally, in 2020, I found this one on eBay for, I don't know, it was $90 total because of the shipping. So the fan wasn't really that expensive by itself, but it was in very good condition, so I decided to just get it. So the old Sears fan that I used to own when I was 2 was like the 89 model with the later logo, or 88 model, whatever the heck you want to call it. This one is the 86 model, the older logo. So not really an exact replica, but it's the same thing. It's a Sears fan. It's got the thermostat, 3-speed. It's got the penthouse control station, blah, 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 the main thing. So, without further ado, let's take a look at it. So basically, this is an insane childhood fan, and then I basically rebought it and resurrected it. So, that's the story. So, have a look at it. It's got the older Sears logo. Got the brown blades. It has the hub with the single hole. It's got the thermostat, or I'm sorry, automatic temperature control. Always got to keep an eye on my terminology there. It works. Thermostat does work. I'll show you that. 3-speed 20-inch fan. Oh, thank you for telling me. I clearly didn't know that. And it says speed. I don't know why it says just speed. You'd think it would say whatever, speed switch or something. It just says speed. I thought that was a little odd. It's the older 80s Lasco HML. Instead of high, medium, low, or the 321, it's the HML. This is actually the only fan company that I know did the HML. Because Lakewood did the high, medium, low, or high, med, low. And then other companies just were like high, med, low. And then some companies were 321. So Lasco's the only one that did the HML. Not that that really matters at all. It's got the crappy brittle grills. These grills aren't too brittle. They're not actually yellow like at all. But it's a cheap plastic. Even in 86, they managed to do that. The bottom does have some very light surface rust. I could sand it off and I could repaint the inside bottom, but I haven't. I can only paint at my other grandparents' house, so just to bring this fan just to paint the inside bottom is a little overkill. And it doesn't really need it. It's the bottom. The outside bottom is like mint. At the sides, you got the square hole for the fan stand. It's got the 6 screws. I think all Lascos had 6 screws, right? Even in the 70s. Some tape there. I put that there in 2020. Don't know why. Can't get it off. There's a heart there. I put that, I think, last year. I don't know where I got it or why I did that, but I did. I did weird things. The handle was one of those invisible handles. Say that with quotes. Because it's those. I actually hate this handle because the plastic here, that top ridge, just digs into your finger and it hurts. See what it says. Caution, automatically operated device. To reduce the risk of injury, disconnect from power supply before servicing. Yep, that's a common sense check right there. Here's one of the weird plastic motors. This is the later version of the plastic motor with the slightly thicker plastic. A lot of people say these are Marcos. A lot of people see the Sears motors. No one really knows. I mean, I guess it could be Marco. But what's weird to me is Marco in the 70s had the metal motors, and then they had metal motors in the 90s as well. So if this was a Marco, why in the 80s did they just go to plastic? I wonder if Lasco must have requested that, but that's just weird to me. I never heard of a fan company requesting the type of material for the motor. That's just, it's a little too odd for me. So that's that. Amperage, the average is I think 1.6, 1.7 on high. That's pretty low. Alright, I'll show you the thermostat works. Here's high. It's got a really cool startup sound. Really loud. I just slept with this last night and it sounds amazing. I slept with it on low, but still. Medium. Let's be honest, does anyone actually use medium? Like, alright, there's low. So this is what I slept with last night on low, and it was amazing. I slept like a baby. I think the last fan to make me sleep like that was probably like the S33, and then before that probably like the K33 or the Cal-Air. Those fans are really nice sounding. This is another really nice sounding fan. The Edison sounds nice too, overnight. Back up to high. Be aware of the spin down time. It's actually like an eternal spin down time. It's one of those spin down times where like you can take a nap and wake up and it's still spinning down. It's one of those really long ones. It wasn't as long as it was yesterday, but it's still very long. Longer spin down, the better. Alright, now we're going to do startup sounds because it sounds amazing. And I'm going to use this thermostat thing so it's silent when you turn it. So it's a weird loud clicking noise from the knob. Start it off on low. Low is when it sounds amazing. That was awesome. And the thermostat does work. I've had it right on the edge of hot, cold, and I've had the fan turn on its own and turn off on its own. So that's all been tested. That was tested like what, 2 years ago? It still works. So yeah. Turn this over there. If you guys enjoyed this video, I got other videos in the Reborn Reviews series. Those are kind of the more better reviews. And a lot of them are actually on this dresser. So if you enjoyed this, I got more like it. See you guys in the next one.